All right, so today I am here with superstar agent Kevin Stone. I've had the pleasure of getting to know him over the past few months and getting to work with him, and how exciting it is when you're able to get in synergy with someone who has the same energy and positivity for the real estate business as you do. So, Kevin, man, so excited to be on here with you. Would you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here into real estate in the Palm Springs area, and what your journey look like getting to this point?
Sure, absolutely, Ross. First of all, thank you. I'm honored for being selected to be interviewed here, but because what do I know? But I will say that you know, well, first of all, I've been a real estate agent for this is my third year, so I had 2 years as a solo agent, and before that, I was in marketing and advertising for 20 years, and it really set the foundation for how I do business. And I always look for data, I always look for stories, I always look for ways to come around to a solution. And I find that that's necessary in real estate. And in 2016, I had an epiphany that I was getting older and I was in corporate world and I was eventually going to get laid off and fired. And it's exactly what happened. But so thankfully, I had the sight or the foresight to say, hey, this is going to come to an end. What do I do next? And at the time, I was selling my condo in the W Hotel in Hollywood. And my agent, who was a friend of mine, was an EXP agent. And I talked to him about becoming a realtor. I was like, man, I really love, the processes or the process of buying and selling homes. It's such a whirlwind. It's a roller coaster. There's highs and lows, and eventually you get to where you want to go. But it was thrilling to me, and I said, I can do this. And I know my personality, and I know I have a calm, rational mind. I know I can help people that are like highly emotional in these transactions. And I knew that I could be a benefit somewhere. So I immediately, I mean, that conversation actually set the course for where I'm at now. And I immediately signed up for the college courses and took those. But I didn't do anything until 2022 when the DRE said either take your test or you're gonna have to start over again. And so I took the test. I didn't think I'd pass because I did study and did well in the courses, but I was just like, I didn't know if I would pass it the first time because it is a lot of legal terminology. And anyway, I passed. And I'm like, oh, what do I do now? Well, I became an agent, and I fumbled around for the first year. I was very lucky. I had some good clients, some good sphere of influence that kept me alive. But I fumbled around for the first year. Ended up doing about 8 million in production that first year, and I was like, "Yes, this is great." And then I took that enthusiasm into my second year, and well, I did about a third of that last year, and I looked on the production board with EXP and realized that I was the number one solar agent in Palm Springs. And that just wasn't good enough for me. It just really wasn't good enough for me at all. It's like there has to be more. I want more. I want to grow and scale a business. And I was also lonely. I felt like everything was a challenge. Any question had to, it was a journey to find the answer to, and instead of it being, when you're in a career for 20 years, you have the information, in the top of your mind. You know that information because you're the expert. I was the newbie in the industry, so I had to go ask everyone for questions, which I don't mind doing. However, it the answers didn't come quick, and so I felt like not only was I doing myself a disservice by not being on the team, but also I was doing my clients a disservice because I was slowing their process down. I was slowing, the trajectory or the time frame for them to get their dream home. And I was like, well, that's not what I want to do. That's not who I am. I want to be someone that's regarded well with their clients, And so at the same time, HB reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you like to talk to Ross?" And I knew of you. I think I toured a couple of your listings, and I admired you. And um, you and I hit it off really well. So I said, "Heck yeah!" And here we are,
And here we are. And I'm
3 months
so glad
later.
you said, heck yeah. It's super cool. And the 90 days have got by like that.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, I have to address there is something wrong with you. You like this crazy lifestyle that you describe. You have the same disease I do. We like to work in that chaotic environment. We have similar personalities where it's
Keeps us
like,
alive. Yeah,
yeah, we
exactly.
never go anywhere but here. So,
But we like it
thank you.
around us, right?
Hey, it all happens, man, and it keeps it interesting. That's for sure because the excitement around us needs something to anchor it down, and I feel like that's
Right.
something that we can both offer to our clients and the people we work with, which is awesome. So thanks for sharing that, and then thanks for sharing that like you saw a gap in your business, right? That and it wasn't a gap to grow necessarily or scale. It was like I don't want to hitch when I'm dealing with my clients. I want to give them the most seamless, best opportunity to achieve their goals that I possibly can. And I loved hearing that because when you have that heart in this business, the rest of it takes care of itself, right? When we're
Hmm.
talking off, well, before we started recording, you're like, I got to write a cancellation, and okay, well, but I want the best for them, and here's this plan, and this was the problem, and I can solve it. So most people get down in the dumps and kick around for a while, but there you are, just already moving forward, finding an avenue for your clients to have the most success possible. So I loved hearing that story, and I
Thanks
love
for
that you've
saying
joined
that.
the Stout. Absolutely, well, it's who you are, and I've loved that you've joined the Stout team. You bring um, an elevated experience to our selling team here in the Stout team. You do have that professional
I hope
experience
so.
for 20 years. You absolutely do. And you're taking that experience and now you're able to deliver that high quality sophistication to everyone you meet. So how has being in a new environment enabled you to use those skills that you have to reach more people and to give more people the experience that you're giving your clients?
I would say that the word that comes top of mind to me about joining the Stout team is acceleration. Everything comes like this for me now. I mean, we have the tech. I have the team around me. I get to bounce ideas off of. I text you late at night just because that's the kind of person I am. I want to talk to people and I want to communicate this stuff. So it's nice having the full support of a team, weekly meetings where we're actually talking about challenges that we have and how we can help each other out. I think it's amazing. So um, I'm not sure exactly what your specific question was, but I'd say everything is accelerated since joining Team Stout. And I'll back that up by saying that even though I was the number one EXP solo agent in Palm Springs last year, I've already matched that production this year in the first 2 months being on your team. And it's
Amazing.
because of all the leads that I get, the collaboration, just all the support. There's a reason. There's a reason why I wanted to join the team, and this is exactly what I wanted. And so my expectations are definitely have been exceeded for sure.
That's awesome. And I love that acceleration is able to really describe your experience because that's what we want to do. Someone in your position that serves our clients so well, we want to get you more at bats to be able to do that, right? I think that was the
Right.
only missing piece in your business previously was like, I have these skills, I have a desire to help. How can I meet more people? So with that, what's been like the biggest tool asides from the tech stack? And I guess we can talk leads.
Sure.
How has that been to be able to receive leads and meet more people on a maybe daily basis?
Well, primarily I'm getting a lot of Zillow leads through your team, and which is interesting because as a solo agent, I paid for those leads with Zillow, and they're not the same leads that you have.
Oh, interesting.
They're not the ones that I did have some success, actually good success with the ones that I had. but the majority of them were lots out in the desert, on undeveloped land and stuff like that. Or, they would send me leads that only spoke Spanish. I don't speak Spanish fluently, so it made it difficult. Um, Now the leads are coming in, and those are I have a few of those as well. But these are really people that are in the market to buy a home now, not in 3 months, but like they're looking. They might not have all their ducks in a row, but that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Is give me somebody that's motivated, that can be qualified, and will move. And that's what the leads have been like. And also the training that goes along with how to handle those leads versus what I was getting as a solo agent, totally different. Zillow and you have a specific strategy behind how you engage with those people. What exactly you ask? The three questions or the three topics that you have to talk about every single time. And I guess the first month I did okay, and then I kind of evaluated what I was doing because I'm being rated, right? Where there's 100% transparency on the Stout team, and I want to improve. You want me to improve, so let's look at that. And I was saying that I was getting in my own way, just in the words that I would use, and if I followed the strategy at work, it's just like say yes, I'll get that appointment for you. Yes, I'll meet you there. Sure, tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a
And
good way
then
to
worry
get your
about
calendar
everything.
filled.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
and a lot of the senior agents will say, that you're wasting your time. You're dealing with people that aren't qualified. You don't know that.
Right.
You don't know that, especially when you're building your business. Do you want to be busy and moving towards a goal, or do you want to be sitting stagnant and rest on what you think you know? And I guess that was it. So I immediately looked at my own behavior and said, I got to say yes to everything.
I
And
love
that's
it.
what I try to do. I just try to
Yeah.
say yes.
I mean, and there's so many opportunities that come with it, right? It takes you to a property that, you may not be familiar with. And now you have an opportunity to not only maybe create some content, but to learn more about the market, what's going on in that segment of it. Because when you get the next call, it may even be for the same property. I mean, it's not like we're dealing with a ton of inventory right now, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the funny part is I'm now starting to show the same homes, or I've seen homes that I've looked at that have sold and now might be on the market again. So I'm in that third year. So I'm starting to
Yeah.
have some experience. But what I did notice on Zillow, they have a map of all the homes that you've actually showed the property. And
Yeah.
I'm all over the valley now.
Yeah.
It's not just like Palm Springs. I am everywhere. And I
Yeah.
love that. That's what I wanted. It's like be
Yeah.
careful what you ask for because I'm getting it. I'm busy.
Right. No, and
But
busy
I
is
love it.
good. It's not the busiest market. So to have a strong pipeline, to have escrows open, that's always a really good thing, right? Because I guess that's how we get paid. A lot of people fail to realize that realtors don't get paid until somebody buys a house. Like we don't get paid to show people. We don't, but saying yes puts you in a position to get that yes and have somebody to purchase. So one of the things you mentioned was self-correcting, but also kind of following a path. And for lack of better words, the Stout Team way, might be able to equate it to real estate for dummies. If you follow this path, you will get results, right? And saying yes is a huge part to it because, like you mentioned, senior agents may think that it's a waste of time to get out in the market. But when you have a different mindset about, I'm enriching my knowledge, I'm enriching my business, and I'm going to be a better tool for my clients to achieve their goals by getting out there, that's when things really start to open up and that synergy you're talking about happens because you're not, a lot of agents get caught in the, I'm going to count my chickens before they hatch type of thing. Instead, you're getting out there, and even if that person doesn't pan out, maybe they have an aunt or an uncle or a mom or dad or a brother that want to transact, right? We're not just out there for the one deal. Let's grow the database because successful agents have large databases, and that's how you can start to continually transact because you can build something that you can quantify and calculate and then really forecast in your business. It's a true business instead of I wonder where my next sale is coming from. So
Right.
I think that's a huge aspect of that, and maybe you can speak to that just a little bit, and then we'll move on to what the future looks like.
Yeah, well, as a former salesperson, I know the importance of activity, and not every activity leads to a transaction. So and I think that's what's best about your team and your team leaders, or they know what those opportunities are, and that's what they focus their accountability with us on is those things. Are you showing properties? Are you writing buyer agreements? Are you getting people approved for home loans? Are you putting transaction into escrow? That's where you make money. If you don't do any of those things, you don't make money. And so that's how I look at it, and that's how your team leaders look at it, and that's why it's so easy to follow.
Yeah.
At least for me anyway. It's
Well,
like this makes sense to me. Do this, yeah, whack a mole, get a prize.
yeah. Yeah, and top of the funnel
Yeah,
stuff is all very important because we want to have that personal lead generation and continue to fill the hopper. But when we're pushing our actions and really grading our actions down at the bottom of the funnel because we are filling up the pipeline so often, that's where you get the needle to move because you're transacting. So love that you're seeing
yeah.
that we're focused on bottom of funnel because top of the funnel, we're helping with that and we're helping constant flow there. So now that people are in the funnel and like you, but everyone transacts, right? Like you said, even the people that you meet that may be flops or quote flops, they're not because what are we going to do? We're going to continue to follow up. Can you just talk about how the cadence and the tools that you've been working with have increased your ability to follow up people a little more effectively?
Yeah, so before Team Stout, I used Bold Trail, which used to be KV Core as a CRM system, which was great, but it definitely doesn't give you the details that Follow Up Boss does, which is what we use Team Stout. I mean, I get an email every morning tells me what I need to do. That's what I like to hear. I need to call these seven people. I need to go open these four doors, and I need to write this offer tonight. And it just has it simple, and it also helps me keep track of the tier two leads that I'm nurturing, but I don't want to forget about as well. So it's like having a personal assistant. It really is. Follow Boss is great. So that's what I use anyway to keep me on track.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, we have those three pieces of AI that go into it, and that's what creates that daily workflow and the smart list. So I
And
love that you're getting into that.
yeah, and I'm a techie guy, and I used to be an online advertising sales manager, so I had to pull all the advertising reports out of the server and then create these huge campaigns for these campaign reports for these huge brands, and I had to troubleshoot when an ad wasn't serving correctly. And so I had to you have so much technology, I can't keep up with it now. So I think it's great.
It is good.
It
Yeah,
is.
and to be able to have that at your fingertips on day one, yeah, it can be maybe overwhelming at first, but everything cohesively works towards one goal, and that's to get you an appointment with someone, and then continue to stay top of mind with them with our follow up and in our communication cadence. So those are all truly important things when building a real estate business, and I'm glad that you're finding value in
Sorry
that.
about
So,
that, Russ.
oh, you're good. So just kind of moving towards the
There
future,
we go.
back. All right, sweet. Just moving towards the future, like talk about what are your projections for finishing off this year? I know we're only in Q1 and we've only been working together for 2026, but what are your goals to finish off the year? And then like what does that do for your business moving forward?
Yeah, so I'd like to do 24 transactions this year. So I'd like to do at least two transactions a month. I guess my last business plan showed 15 million is what I'd like to do. But really, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, what um, makes me happy is when my buyers and sellers are happy, and they, I'm sorry, I love compliments. So when I get a good review, I'm super happy. It's like getting a paycheck. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it. Also, being a solo agent is lonely. And so I would like to help you grow that your culture here with Stout Team. And I think that's one of my goals outside of just transactions alone is to be part of something bigger than myself. It's going to be my last career. So might as well make it a great one.
Well, I think you're doing a great job of doing that. And I love that you continually speak to being an individual agent is lonely because, man, if you're out there
It
on an
is.
island, you're right. If you need answers, it's a hard dig. But even beyond that, just the camaraderie and the community that we all get to share together and that, unintended or intended synergy that we all have to be out in the market, working together, reposting each other's socials, having these cadenced meetings to work on bottom of the funnel and then grow ourselves personally and in business. I think it's a really fun place to do business every day, and I'm glad that you're getting that value. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I think what we've put together and we're accomplishing all together is is just a really fun family environment, and I'm so glad that you've been enjoying the culture.
I would like to say one other thing that's super important to me, uh, especially at this point in my life and career, is how special it is if my team leaders have values, you know, other than just monetary values. You care about people. And it's just wonderful to see that in our sales meetings, how we start off our meetings. And I don't know, it makes me want to be a better person. So, I think it's important that that we go through this life and it's not just for us, but it's to leave behind something that is good for the common good for common people. I know that sounds very, very
No, when I
you know
hear it,
30,000
I'm
feet, but it's
yeah.
nice. It really is. It's just lovely, and that you're bold enough to be able to care about us all in such a meaningful and intimate way is wonderful.
Well, thank you for saying that, and I truly do. It's easy to work with guys like you, man. I appreciate everything that you're putting into your business and to the clients that we get to meet. And yeah, those values you're talking about, like there's so much more to life than real estate. And I'm so thankful that we all get to do it together. And that
Yep.
is a super cool piece to the Stout team and something that we'll never depart from. That's for sure. That is our DNA. So I'm really glad you spoke to that. But man, Kevin, thank you so much for being on our call today. You can
Of
catch me and
course.
Kevin tomorrow at our broker open together at our new listing in Vista Las
Yeah.
Palmas. So that'll be an exciting day. But again, thank you for being on and for sharing what's going on in your life and your business. It's all wildly valuable and super important. And I love that you're seeing the value even beyond real estate. But yeah, if you're looking to move the needle in your business, talk to me, talk to Kevin. We'd love to get you involved. We'd love to grow our desert
Okay.
footprint, and we know that we can be of service to you and your business. So, Kevin, thanks again for being on, man.
Thanks, Ross.
Cool. I will see you soon.
Okay.